Again, I don't usually do these with like videos, but Bloomburrow came, so why not? So as you can see, got the what they now call the bundle pack. I still remember them as fat packs, so again, if I fuse the two, you'll know why. But I also got the pre-release. This will be the first pre-release I've gotten. Mostly because I've always sort of like just gone for the bundle because there's like more in it. And I've also like gotten like booster sets. Again, there's more in them, so I'm more likely to get what I want. But this time I decided to go for the pre-release because it'll be my first time, and if I'm gonna pop the cherry, it's gonna be something adorable. Right, jokes aside. So these are what the boxes look like. As you can see, the bundle's a lot bigger. You'll have the dice in there. You have some more cards and stuff like that. This is officially released on the 2nd of August. I won't mention when I'm recording this because I don't want the Pinkertons to come get me. That is a joke. No one come and knock down my doors and murder me in my sleep, please. Again, joke. It's not that early, to be fair. No. But I'm never gonna let Wizards of the Coast live that down. So I'm going to open the pre-release first, and then I'll work on the bundle. I might do this for other sets released, but I'm probably not going to keep buying like every release. Just the ones I'm interested in. It depends, maybe. I don't know. Like I really like the murder one, the Murders of the Manor. And I really like the Baldur's Gate set and the D&D set. I am sort of like looking forward to some other sets coming out, but I need to save money for a new VTuber model and for a new laptop. My old laptop says hi. So I don't know when the next set I'm going to buy. I might like buy individual cards if I want to make a deck around certain things, but given the fact that my room has very little room, I may have to hold off until I actually get room for my cards. I'm not anywhere near one of my friends' level of decks, but I'm definitely getting there. Let's just say I have a backpack, an N7 backpack, for those of you who are interested, and that is full of decks. But because there's no more room in that bag, I've now started piling them up on the floor, because I've also got another bag, which I use to take around my friends. Sometimes that gets full too. So yeah, there's no room in my room for stuff. But anyway. So as you can see, art looks really nice. And I don't know whether you can actually see that little bunny on the box. So Bloomburrow is obviously based on animals. It gives me a lot of Red Wool vibes. I don't know if anyone sort of like remembers that. I only vaguely remember it myself, but I do remember it. Okay, so there's some little text on here. Don't know if you can read that. Leave it on screen for a little while. You also have some cutaway tokens. I don't really need them because I've got dice for that. But for those of you who don't, you know, have the dice or don't want to spend the money for it, it's nice that they give you like the tokens. Like that. Quite a nice little box, to be honest. You've got some more of the characters on that side. So I am hoping for bats, mostly because that's the type of deck I want to build. My group of friends are all getting the same set. We've all chosen an animal that we want to build a deck around, and then any other animal left over, you know, is sort of up for grabs. If I do get cards that aren't what I need, I will give them to my friends for the ones I do need. I might even make like decks around the stuff I don't need. Oh, that's a nice that dice. I don't know if you can see that. It's black with purple lettering. That's really nice. There's something about it doesn't really do it justice on my camera. You've got screeching in the background. You hear screeching, it's my nephew. everyone's off on holiday. Summer holidays, yay. Yeah, that's really nice. I like purple. I like black on purple, or purple on black. I also like blue on black, so really nice. Okay, so this little one is the pre-release promo card. I'll open this one first. It seems to be magical. I'll try and hold off on the lame ass pens. No promises though. We have Innkeeper's Tap. It's green, so it's not probably going to be any good for my bats, but I have a lot of green decks, so we'll see. So it says gain the next level as a sorcery to add to its ability. So this seems very much like the D&D/Baldur's Gate class things, where you can like level them up. First one is at the beginning of combat on your turn, put 1/1 counter on attack control. Yeah, that's always good. In fact, that would go really well with Lysail. She's a 1/1 counter commander set together. Level 2, opponents you control with counters on them have ward 1. Oh yeah, that's really nice. If you put 1 or more counters on a permanent or player, put twice that many of each of those kinds counters on that. Yeah, that would go really well with Lysail, because that's exactly what Lysail's deck does. And she is white-green, because that's why I made the deck too. I paired it with the background of Master Chef, so whenever creatures come in, they get a 1/1 counter. And then Lysail, if she's already out on the battlefield, she doubles it. Well, I say double, she puts an extra 1 on. So say you play something in Lysail and the background was out on the field already. Well, you put the background on the field first, then you put Lysail down, she'll get 1/1 counter. She doesn't double, like, add an extra 1 for herself, because obviously her ability only happens when she's already on the battlefield. But when she and the background are both on the battlefield, everything else then comes in with a 2/2 counter on it instead of a 1/1. It's really fun. I think I pissed off my friends last session playing her, because I just kind of built a huge army that they couldn't do anything about. Really funny. The artwork on these is pretty cute, to be fair. I can't remember if anyone's picked the mouse. I think rabbits have been taken. Otters have been taken. I think frogs? I'm not entirely sure now. I'm going to have to ask everybody. Oh, there we go. We've already got a bat. Top. Maybe it'll be less shiny. There. War Wayne. Oh god, that's going to be a something wax Wayne Witness to it. So it's 2/4 with flying, obviously, and vigilance. Whenever you gain or lose life during your turn, Waxwing gets +1 until end of turn. Okay, interesting. This one. Bumble of Flowers Share Pot. When I enter about 5th grade food token. Hopefully I get food tokens, so I'm not sure if I've got any left. I think I might actually. No, I think I got treasures left. I'll have to have a look. So sacrifice Bumbleflower's share pot, destroy target non-land permanent, activate owners of sorcery. Okay, interesting. So Nocturnal Hunger. Gift of food. You may promise an opponent a gift as you cast a spell. If you do, they create a food taken before its other effects. So that effects. General food token. Destroy target creature. If the gift wasn't promised, you lose 2 life. Okay, interesting. A raccoon. I think someone's already picked raccoons. Can't remember who though. Brushshield's Rampager. Oh, I can't read. Offspring 2. You may pay an additional 2 as you cast a spell. If you do, when this creature enters, create a 1 copy of it. Okay, interesting. This creature cannot be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Oh, interesting. Oh, a lizard otter, because that's obviously a thing. So Kingle Spark Duel. Oh, so it's a lizard and an otter, not a lizard otter. Okay, anyway. So you can tap it to deal 1 damage to target opponent. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, untap it. Okay. So basically I'm thinking you tap it to do 1 damage and then you play like an instant or sorcery, untap it. Or like an artifact or something. Okay, interesting. Oh, another bat, Moonrise Cleric. So bats are probably going to be white-black. because they're like vampires, basically. So whenever Moonlight Cleric attacks, you gain 1 life. I've already got 2 bats to my pile. Ravine Raider rather. So 1/1 with Menace, and I guess a +1/+1 until end of turn. You can probably boost that as long as you've got the mana for it. That's usually how you boost them. Lily Padfoot is just rather adorable. So it taps for colourless mana, or you can tap it for an island, but only if you're using it to cast a creature. Surveil, I think, came in with a murder thing, or it might have come in before then. I know the murder set had a lot of Surveil in it, so I'm already used to that mechanic. Bird, Frog, Otter, or Rat into the backfield. So it's no good for me, really, but here we are. It's adorable. If I can get it. Kind of reminds me of Eevee a little bit, but a rabbit version. It's really cute. But gives +1/+1 reach and vigilance. Quite nice. I think that's just a copy of something else. So I'm fairly sure most of these are probably going to be like a remade version of something else. So Brightblade Stout. So you can't call a Stout and a Weasel the same. Well, I know they're from the same sort of like family line, but still, Stout and a Weasel are not the same creature. I mean, technically, I know what I'm talking about. Like they're 2 distinct little things. Anyway, my animal nerdiness is peeking through. This is a rat wizard. I'm not surprised it's black, but I am surprised it's blue. I mean, I suppose they could be water rats. Those are the thing. So 3/3 with Menace and Threshold. When Tidecaller Mentor enters, if 7 or more cards are in your graveyard, return 1 target non-land permanent to its own side. Oh, it's actually really good. I will not be putting it in Shadowheart's deck though. Although she is blue-black, she's not having cutesy little animals in there. Well, apart from Squirrel. No, she's not blue-black. She's black-green, so we can't go on there anyway. That's kind of what her deck does. So she sacrifices 2 raw cards. There's other mechanics to work around the sacrificing, like giving 1/1 tokens if something dies just turn and whatnot. That I put a lot of return stuff from the graveyard to either your hand or the battlefield. Jackdaw Savior. Jackdaws are interesting creatures. We've got to have loads out of our garden. Don't piss off the jackdaws. They will remember. So it's 3/1 flying. Whenever Jackdaw Savior or another creature you control with flying dice. Ooh. Generally the type of creature with lesser value from your value from your graveyard to your battlefield. See, that's really good. Slanka. It's actually interesting land. I love full artwork lands. Like, I have a couple. I don't have many, but I do love. They're way too expensive to like buy though. Like, if you're not getting like get a load of them in the pre-box and whatnot. So Dazzling Denial. Oh, it's really nice shiny. Really nice shiny. Anyway, shiny trinkets aside. Counter target spell unless its control plays 2. If you control a bird, counter that spell unless controller plays 4 instead. Okay, so basically it's like Ward 2 or Ward 4, depending on what creatures you got out. Oh, okay. I have a new squirrel token. That's fun. I am tempted to make a squirrel or rat deck, because I don't think anyone's picked those 2 animals. Most because, well, I've already got a rat deck. So I'll see what cards I get, so I might not make another rat deck. I don't have a pure squirrel deck. I do have a deck that produces quite a fair bit of squirrels, but not a pure squirrel deck. I called it the Forest. Because why not? It's a nasty deck. Nobody likes playing it. Or playing against it, I should say. Full of wisdom. Sorcery. So it costs 1 less to cast if you can control an otter. Then lots of cards. I'm fairly sure otters have already been chosen. But what I might do, rather than make like a deck for each animal, I'll probably do a mix of animals with the cards that I don't like, haven't given away or whatever. Another bird. Manipulated. I'm so sorry, my dyslexia is just like, fuck is that word? Provisioner. It's 3/4 flyer, because why wouldn't it be? When manipulated, Provisioner enters, put a 1/1 counter, the target creature you control without flying. Okay. There we go, another bat. So flying. At the beginning of your end step, if you gained or lost life this turn, surveil 1. So for those of you new to Magic or don't know, I suppose I better explain this. Surveil is kind of like Scry, where Scry, you look at the top card of your deck, or however many you let you Scry, and then you can choose whether you put it back on the top or at the bottom of your library. Surveil is slightly different, whereas you still look at the top card of your deck. If you don't like it, rather than put it at the bottom of your library, you put it in your graveyard. It's an okay mechanic, as long as you've got something that takes stuff out of the graveyard and puts it back into your hand or the backfield or the library or whatever. Or if you do, stuff happens when stuff enters the graveyard or whatever. So it's a nice-ish mechanic. I'm not one that likes to put stuff in the graveyard very often, which is why playing Shadow Heart's deck is going to be a little bit weird for me. But it's not one I'm fully against, as long as I've got cards to let me, voodoo stuff back into my hand or whatever. We have a rabbit. It's a Druid of the Spade. So it's 2/3, as long as you control a token, Druid of the Spade gets +2 and has trample. Okay. This is quite adorable, actually. Green Moralia. Target creature you control gains haste until end of turn, activate only the sorcery. Very sure I've got a card that does exactly the same thing. Obviously, it's not Raccoon, but... So as I said, I think a lot of these are copies of other cards, but remade for Bloomburrow. They do that sometimes. Which isn't a bad thing, because it means any cards that's another one of these, but not shiny. So any cards that you need and you can't get a hold of anymore because they don't stock them anymore or whatever, or if someone is selling them, they're selling them for ridiculous amounts. They then re-release them, and then you have a chance to get the new versions of them. They're still exactly the same. They're just different artwork usually. Okay, Junk Blade Bruiser. Okay, so for those that don't know, I don't know whether you noticed, but so with this one, we've just got planes. Do I have any other multi cards? That one. Okay. And say that one has got. Come on. Focus. There we go. So that one's got a swamp and an island. So for these ones that have mix like that means you can play either mountain or forest. You can choose. So if you've only got mountains out because you've been unlucky, you can still play this card. Unlike the other one where it was 2 different colours, one here and one here, that you need one of each. Whereas this one you can play either or. So if you wanted to put this in a pure red deck, you could, or pure green deck, or if you had a red-green deck, either way would work. So it's 4/5 with trample. Whenever you expend 4 junkie, I feel like a junkie. Being unable to read. I'm not a junkie though. Junk Blade Bruiser gets +2/+1 until end of turn. You expend as you spend your 4th total mana to cast spells. That's a really weird mechanic. I'm gonna guess that is similar to what's the mechanic called? Power something. Anyway, it's a weirder mechanic, but Fountain Court Bell. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your basic land card. That's always good. Reveal it, then shuffle, and put that card on the top. And then sacrifice it to draw a card. Okay, that's interesting. Swarm. This spell costs 1 less cast for each creature card you own in exile and in your graveyard. Oh, 6/6 Menace Death, that's nasty. I like that. Um, so for those of you who don't play Magic or aren't familiar, menace means if something block if someone wants to block that card, they're gonna have to use 2 creatures instead of just 1. And death touch basically means any damage that goes through, no matter even if the person had like a 10/10 and I hit it with a 1/1 death touch, that their creature's still gonna die because that's what death touch does. People hate me for death touch because I like death touch. I don't have a lot of black decks now because I've just made so many different decks. But I was very much a black player, and I used to love having death touch because it meant people were too afraid to hit me with death, with their cards because they didn't want to lose them, and I just build up my army and it's just like more. And then now I just like sometimes I win, sometimes don't because it's fun to try new things. Not all my decks are powerhouses. Some of them are pretty weak, but they're fun to play, and I don't care. That's all what I enjoy. So this has Flash. Again, so those that you don't know, Flash is you can cast a spell at any time, whether it's your turn or your opponent's. It's kind of like an instant spell, again, which can be cast at any time. Usually you can only cast things on your turn otherwise, unless they have like Flash or as an instant. Or it'll say somewhere on the card that you can cast at any time. Enchanted creature, enchant creature or food. An enchant permanent is a colorless food artifact with. Basically, it just makes. That's gonna have to have come from. I haven't got the sets, but I've got a couple of cards from the set. Is it Elder Rain? Can't quite remember. I was given one little booster pack from that set for I think it was my birthday last year. And I think I didn't get this card from that set, but I got a cookie from that set, which you can either use it as a creature or as a food token, and that's kind of what that reminds me of. I'm not sure it really fits with the Bloomburrow thing, but that doesn't look like a hamster. Why are they calling it Jolly Gerbils if it's a hamster? Magic the Gathering, you're sparking my ire here with your animals. Gerbils and hamsters might look the same, but they are not the same. But they got at the top Jolly Gerbils. And then at the bottom it says Hamster Citizen. No, they are not. They are small, cute, and adorable rodents, but hamsters and gerbils are not the same. Gerbils are nasty assholes. I mean, hamsters can be, but at least they get used to you and they don't bite you as often. At least my hamsters do. But I have my hamster, Caden. Yes, I named him after that Caden from Mass Effect. He was mine and my friends when we used to live together. Because we were both really into Mass Effect, so... But she lives with someone else at the moment, because things happened. And our landlord wanted to... I think they wanted to sell the house, or the flat anyway. And around that time, my mother passed away, so I wanted to be there for my dad. So it was fine, I had somewhere to go. She had somewhere to go. But, yeah. What was it for their kid? I can't remember. Anyway, the point is, we don't share a flat anymore. But yeah, so we had a hamster called Caden. When we first got him home, he did bite a little bit. But then obviously he got used to us and didn't bite us anymore. But he would bite other people. Like, not hard. He would never draw blood. Not as bad as my other hamster I had when I was little, but... anyway. He was a lovely hamster when he wanted to be. He lived till about 3.5, I think. Because, I don't understand why. But for some reason, my rodents tend to have, like, a longer life than they should. Because hamsters are only supposed to last 2 years tops. So yeah, he ended up being 3.5 years old when he died. He was pretty blind by then, and he was losing quite a lot of his fur, so I knew his time was coming, but it was just amazing that he lived so long. He was a little escape artist as well. He used to crack me up. So the one time when, again, me and my friend were sharing a flat, I used to work day shifts, sometimes morning shifts, but anyway, and she would work nights. So I'd go home, I'd go into work, and she'd come home near enough at the same time, but not quite the same time. I think there used to be like an hour or so between us, or half hour, something like that. And one day I went to work, and Caden must have escaped from his house. And my friend came in, noticed he wasn't in his house because he, that time of day he would have been sleeping. And she was like, where's Caden? He'd gotten into my room, which I did leave my door open, so, no shot there. And he was climbing up the, because I had a wardrobe. There wasn't a wardrobe, it was made of cloth. So he was climbing up it like ninja style. And she was just like, and she took a photo of it. I don't think I've got that photo anymore. Oh, I might do. I don't know where it is, though. And she's like, our hamster's trying to escape. Or did escape. And she's obviously sent the photo to me, and then when I finished work or was on my break or something, I saw it, and I was like, ugh. He used to escape all the time. It used to be really funny. Anyway, I got distracted by hamster stories. But yeah, annoys me when people mix up animals just because they look the same. So this one's potent calamity. Or portent of calamity. Oh, I can't speak. Oh. So reveal the top X cards of your library. For each player. Let's start again. Reveal the top X. Blah. Reveal the top X cards of your library. For each card type, you may exile a card of that type from among them. Put the rest into your graveyard. You may cast a spell from among the exiled cards without paying its mana cost. If you exile 4 more cards this way, put the rest of the exiled cards into. So why wouldn't you do that? Why don't you just say, oh, whatever. Magic, you were getting a little bit convoluted there. Shiny land. I like you. I'm like a dragon. All the shiny, all the horde, all the much wow. Really, really nice artwork. I'm probably going to butcher the artist's name. But that's a little bit too shiny. Carlos Palmer. No, too shiny, can't read it. Too small, too shiny. But nice artwork, Carlos. Carlos? Butchering names. Stocking Pantry. This is also a shiny card. There's a squiggle on it. Widow de nuts. That's adorable. Whenever you put 1 or more 1/1 counters on a creature you control, put a supply counter on stoking the pantry. Stocking, not stoking. Good lord. Remove a supply counter from stoking the pantry drawer card. Okay. Oh, that is adorable. That is adorable. Sheeple. So cute. When this creature enters, you may forage. If you do put a 1/1 counter on it. Oh, 2 1/1 counters on it. I may have to with the squirrel deck. Although I don't know if I'm going to get enough squirrels for it. Yeah. The emotional jaw. You know what? Magic Madhouse has been. This is not sponsored or anything. Has been doing a lot of morning posts lately, and I've noticed. Where are they going? Good morning to everyone except those who X, whatever. Maybe I'm going to troll them, in a friendly way, and say morning everyone except for those who think gerbils and hamsters are the same thing, because it'll be funny. And that is who I've gotten this set from, because the other people, Chaos Cards, they didn't have it for pre-order until like way later. So I ended up going with Magic Madhouse. So whenever Nestle Guard becomes the target of spell or ability you control for the first time each turn, it gets +0/+2 until end of turn. And then you can sacrifice it, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Okay. That is the most emo-ist squirrel I have ever seen. Very, very emo. So I guess squirrels are green-black, maybe? But basically you can exile it from your graveyard to return another card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. When Sun Shower Druid enters, put a 1/1 counter on target creature and you gain 1 life. It's a very green thing to do. Yeah, so this is a very pretty funny card. Got a little raccoon inside here. And it's take out the trash. It's pretty funny. So take out the trash deals 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If you control a raccoon, because why wouldn't you? You may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Disgusting, revolting, effective. It's pretty funny. Sometimes I really like the flavor text. Then we've got another rat. I'm glad I did not read that out loud, because I thought that word was something else then. Night Whirl Hermit. Whirl? How would you even say that? Anyway, I'm not going to say what I thought that said, because, yeah, I don't think you two would like it. There's a 1/4 with Vigilance. Threshold. As long as 7 or more cards are in your graveyard, Night Whirl Hermit gets +1 and can't be blocked. Okay. Oh yay, we got a bat bird. It's a duo. That's okay. So I'm guessing the bats and the birds are supposed to, like, go together somehow. Whenever another creature you control enters, you gain 1 life. It's 1/2/5. So we've got another frog. Bellowing Crier. When Bellowing Crier enters, draw a card and discard a card. Peerless Recycling. So gift a card. That's the promise a gift thing. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. If the gift was promised, instead return 2 target permanents from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. Stormcatch Mentor is another rotter. It's a 1/1 haste. Oh, prowess. That was the ability. So whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn, and then its other ability is instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. So that's Consumed by Greed. Another gift. Target opponent sacrifices a creature with the greatest power among creatures they control. If the gift was promised, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. Ooh, we have a bird. It's a 2/1 flyer with flash, flying. Obviously, I just said it was. When escort expert target creature you control gains hexproof and until end of turn. Okay. Full common good. So for those that don't know, I don't know whether you can see it. 2 X's is basically you can tap mana for those, and then however many X's you tap will depend on what happens down here. So create X tokens that are copies of target token you control. Then tokens you control gain indestructible until your next turn. You gain 1 life for each token you control. Okay, that's really nice. We've got another full out land. And we have a rabbit mouse duo. It's shiny. So target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn, but you can only do that as a sorcery. Okay. Oh, and then you got the artwork for that card I had. No, never go that way. Got some interesting cards so far. I'd like some more bats though, because I haven't had enough to make like a deck around, but I've still got the booster box to go, so, and a couple packs from this set. 3 included this one. So we'll see. We've got another rat-inspired card. Target opponent discards 2 cards, and if you control a rat, surveil. Or surveil 2. Some more frogs. So it's 3/3 with reach. When Sticky Tongue Sentinel enters, return it up to one other target opponent you control to its owner's hand. That's usually good for when you've got cards that do stuff when they enter the battlefield. So, like, say you had a card that when it entered the battlefield, you put a 1/1 counter on something. That would be what that was really good for. So you could play that. Say you had like 2 creatures on the board, and then you played the one that puts the 1/1 counters on it on something else. Then you do that, then play that one to pick that one back up to then play it again. Pretty much what that is for. Also for other things, you know, not just the 1/1 counters, but that's the idea of that card. It's to ping stuff back to play it again for other stuff to happen again. Okay, it does not want to focus. So gift a trapped fish. You may promise an opponent gift as you cast a spell. If you do, they create a tapped 1/1 blue fish creature token before its other effects. The only blue fish token I have is you cannot block this fish token. So I hope I get one of those then. I'm sure I could order them if I needed to, but I'm not going to order stuff unless I actually plan to make a deck with a card in it. As an additional cost to this spell, discard a card. Target player draws 2 cards. If the gift was promised, target creature you control gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Okay, fair enough. Bird Scout. So Finch formation. Offspring 3. You may pay an additional 3 as you cast a spell. If you do, when this creature enters, create a 1/1 token copy of it. Fair. Now, when this creature enters, target creature control gains flying until end of turn. See, the other card I mentioned where you ping stuff back, really good with something like this as well. Because then you can ping it back, play it, get another bird token. And just end up with an army of birds. We have a bat-inspired. Or bat-inspired. So crumb and get it. I kind of like that pun. I'm a stickler for puns, in case people have not noticed. Gift of food. So basically, target player gets a food token. Target creature control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If the gift was promised, that creature also gains indestructible until end of turn. I'm getting a lot of otters. Which is nice. But I don't plan on making an otter deck. Someone else is already having an otter deck. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put 1/1 counter on Tempest Angler. So we've got another rat. I don't think anyone's picked rats. As long as 7 or more cards are in your graveyard, Mind Drill Assailant gets +3. And it has Surveil 1. So Hoarder's Overflow. Quite liking these raccoons, but I'm fairly sure someone else is already making a raccoon deck. And I'm not sure I really like the mechanics for raccoons, but the artwork is really cute. Okay, interesting. Don't know whether you can see it properly, but there's a couple of raccoons stuck in that little thing of whatever that is. It's a 6/6 with Vigilance. You can tap 3 and then tap this to put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Vehicles are kind of weird, though. I've got a couple of vehicles, but I don't really use them in decks much. Basically, you've got to tap another creature with the crew, either the crew ability or if they have the right power for it. And then you can use this as like a creature card, I guess. It's kind of it's a fun mechanic, but not, it's kind of thinky. I suppose this one isn't too bad, because to crew this one, because usually that's the mechanic crew. Instead of that, they've just put tap 2 untapped tokens you control. So they could be 1/1 birds or whatever. And then it becomes an artifact creature. Until then, it's not a creature. That's interesting. And we've got another lily pad village. Got some mouse. Yes, 2/3 with at the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gets +X+0 until end of turn when X is Rambo Guard's captain's power. So if you don't put 1/1 counters on it, it'll just be it'll just give a +2/+0. But I'm guessing the idea is to put counters on it to boost that up so you can boost something else up. Bark. Okay, so this is a 2/3 with haste. So whenever the player casts a second spell each turn, Earthborn Battler deals 2 damage to target opponent. Okay. And we have a swan. Really, really like those. Okay. So shiny land, but not a basic one. Basically, you choose a colour with this one, and then that taps for whatever colour you've chosen. Which is quite nice if you've got a multi-coloured deck, but then you'd have to remember what colours picked. And there's a rabbit token, which is quite cute. I don't need any more rabbit tokens because I've already got one from the Baldur's Gate set, which was adorable. But having tokens was always good because you never know what you're going to need them for. Oh, we actually got a bat lizard duo this time. That's a 3/3, obviously flying. When Glide Dive duo enters, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Yeah, I expect that sort of thing from bats. They're very similar to vampires in their mechanics. Got Heaped Harvest. When Heaped Harvest enters, and when you sacrifice it, you may search your library for basic land cards. Put it into battlefield, tap, then shuffle. And then you can sacrifice it to gain 3 life. That's pretty handy. So you've got a Gate Assault. You can either choose a Gate Assault deals 4 damage to target creature. If that creature would die, this turn exile it instead. Or you can exile target artifact. Let's go. So Water Sprout Guardian. Warden even. Can't even read. So 3/2. Whenever the Water Sprout Warden attacks, if another creature enters the battlefield under your control this turn, Water Spout I keep wanting to say Guardian. Why do I want to keep saying Guardian? Water Spout Warden gains flying until end of turn. I'm losing the plot. I don't know where the plot's gone, but it's gone bye-bye. So another mouse. So it's a 3/3, a mouse bard. Whenever Thistledown players attacks, untap target non-land permanent. Okay. Ooh, we finally have another bat. Although I think I've already seen this bat. I think we've already come across this one. But having the same one is never a bad. Come on, focus. There we go. Having more of the same bat is never a bad thing. Unless, of course, you're doing a commander set, in which case you can't have more than one thing, unless it says you can have more than one thing. There are some cards, like, I don't have many. The only ones I know off the top of my head is the oozes. They are in my... They're in my Wilson, or Wilbur, I can't remember, is a Wills something name. It's D&D set, commander set thing. Well, I had to mix other cards from other sets for it because I didn't have enough D&D/Baldur's Gate cards at the time. But that particular ooze says you can have more than one of these in a deck. or you can have as many of these in the deck as you want, or whatever the wording was, I can't remember. Because in a normal Magic the Gathering deck, you can only have up to 4 of the same card. In a Commander, you can only have 1, apart from basic like land cards. So if you have something that on the card says you can have more than 1 in a deck, that's the only way to get around that particular rule in a Commander set. Which I haven't got loads in that, loads of slimes or oozes in that deck, but I've definitely put a few in there. So it was nice to have that card in there because it did stuff depending on how many oozes was in either in play or in the graveyard. I can't remember which. So yeah, it's quite a nice way of getting around it. My friend's got a couple of rats that does that sort of thing. Again, she hasn't got loads in her rat commander set, but it's nice to have like more of the same cards sometimes, especially if they help do things. It's quite cute. So it's another gift. Return up to 2 target creature cards with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. If the gift was promised, instead return up to 3 target creature cards with mana 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. I suppose that's not bad. I've got another one of these. Ooh, definitely didn't have this one. And they actually matched the names. So you've got a coyote up there and a coyote down there. It's going to bother me every time I see that card. But anyway, so Drift Gloom Coyote. It's a 3/4. When Drift Gloom Coyote enters, exile target creature an opponent controls until Drift Gloom Coyote leaves the battlefield. If that creature had power 2 or less, put a 1/1 counter on Drift Gloom Coyote. Okay. Interesting. Kind of new frog. Whenever 3/3 Scribe or another creature you control leaves the battlefield without dying, so when you ping stuff from your hand, from the battlefield to your hand, see? So always a mechanic to go with it. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature control. Ooh, really good thing. Oh, we have our first legendary creature. Yeah, there we go. Mabel. Yeah, to Craig Flame. Don't think anyone's chosen mice. I'll have to ask. Other mice you control get +1/+1. When Mabel head to Craig Flame enters Craig Flame in legendary colors equipment artifact token with equipped creature gets +1/+1. Has vigilance, trample, and haste. Wow, that's nice. Don't think I'm going to have that token. That's really nice. Ooh, I have a planeswalker. Use that as the otter. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a loyalty counter on Ral. Crackling Whipped. I don't know why I want to say Cracking Whip, but okay. Same thing, I guess. +1, create 1/1 blue and red otter creature token with prowess. Draw 3 cards and discard 2 cards. And then draw 3 cards, get an emblem with instant sorcery spells you cast out Storm. What does Storm do? Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell, copy it for each spell cast before it this turn. Okay, interesting. I got another Full-Land Swamp. And I've got a new shiny. Scales of Shale. This spell costs 1 less cast for each lizard you control. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains lifelink and indestructible until end of turn. Oh, we got another. Well, I say another. We got another rabbit, but not the same rabbit token. 1/1 with trample. Whenever a creature you control becomes a target of a spell or an ability an opponent controls, by 1/1 counter on target creature control other than that creature. This token's mana cost is 1. Okay, interesting. I'm probably going to have a lot of requests for the 2 cards I just pulled, or at least one of them, because it's another. No, you're not having it. It depends on how rare it is. So if I get like another one, I might share that. But this is my pre-release, so I don't want to just give really good cards away. Unless, you know, someone gives me something of equal value, then maybe. Like, if they had, like, the Bats Planeswalker, I might. Because I really want that one. So the last one. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn, and then create a food token. I like the flavor text. Edibility is in the eye of the beholder. That's really funny. I like it. Another frog. When Sunshower Druid enters, put a 1/1 counter on target creature and you gain 1 life. Okay, so this is a 3/3 with Menace and Reach. Frilled Spark Shooter enters with a 1/1 counter on it if an opponent lost life this turn. Okay, so where was it? This is a 1/3 Rat Rogue. It has Threshold, so put 1/1 counter on Thought Shucker. Draw a card, activate if only 7 mortal cards own your graveyard, and only once. Okay, another Bat-inspired card. It's an enchantment. When Banishing Light enters, exile target non-land permanent opponent controls until Banishing Light leaves the battlefield. Yeah, I've seen cards very similar to this one. Veteran Guard Mouse. It's got Vigilant. Whenever Veteran Guard Mouse becomes the target of spell or ability you control for the first time each turn, gets +1 and gains first strike until end of turn. Scry 1. Interesting. You got a Rabbit-inspired card. Creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. If you control a rabbit, scry 2. Oh, that is so cute. See, this is why I want bats, even though they're basically just vampire cards. So cute. Look at twice X cards from the top of your library, put X cards from among them into your hand, and the rest into your graveyard. You lose X life. Not liking that, but that card is so cute. Don't like the loss of life though. I'm guessing you'd like do a lot of life link in that to mitigate something like that, but anywho. So there's another gift. Wildfire Howl deals 2 damage to each creature. If the gift was promised instead, Wildfire deals 1 damage to any target and 2 damage to each creature. Okay, no, that's nice. Another rat. It's a 3/2 with at the beginning of the upkeep Surveil 1. So I'm guessing before you draw a card, you can then choose whether or not you want to draw that card or if you want to see what the next one is. As long as 7 or more cards are in your graveyard, creatures your opponent controls get -1/-0. Okay, so another Gift of Trapped Fish. Still have not come across any fish tokens, but okay. Exile target non-token creature. If the gift wasn't promised, return that creature to the battlefield and its owner's control with 1/1 counter on it at the beginning of the next end step. Okay. So basically, I'm guessing you can either exile an opponent's card and then give them a fish and then they don't get it back, or you can exile one of your own, not give a fish, and then get the 1/1 counter and you'd get your creature back at the end of your end step. So you can either do it to your opponent or to yourself. I'm going with another frog. There's 3/4 with reach. I think most of the frogs have reach, to be fair. It's a very green mechanic. When Dreamdew Entrancer enters, tap up to 1 target creature and put 3 stun counters on it. Oof. If you control that creature, draw 2 cards. Got planes. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to make a squirrel deck. Yeah, man. Doesn't have, there we go. Doesn't have that it's also a shiny. So Camellia, Seed Miser. It's 3/3 with Menace. Ooh, other squirrels you control have Menace. Nice. Whenever you sacrifice one or more foods, create a 1/1 green squirrel creature token. And forage, put a 1/1 counter on each other squirrel you control. I guess I'm having a squirrel deck. The other card was an artwork card with a signature on it. Okay, so that was what was in the pre-release. So I'm pretty happy with some of those, especially the legendary ones, because they're really handy when you build a deck around something. As I said, the Otter Planeswalker, unless someone offers me the Bat Planeswalker in exchange, I'm probably going to keep it, even if I don't use it, because I like to collect them. Unless I get another one, obviously, in the bundle set, in which case I can trade one and I won't mind, because I'll have one, you know, for my collection. But we'll see what we get. So this one's the bundle. Feels a lot bigger than the other one. Just gonna have a lot more in it. I'm actually surprised that the pre-release came with a dice. Having like D20s is always good. We don't really use them for life counters like we used to. Because my friends made our own little life counters, because obviously these don't go higher than 20. And commanders you start with 40 life, so they're no go for a commander game. And at one point, we've gotten lifelink up to like in the hundreds, so again, no good for a D20. But they're still really nice to collect and still really handy to have. And I really, really like that one. So it's not useless, it's just we don't really need it anymore for life counters. Okay, so we've got the little artwork. There's a little artwork on the back. And this is what the box looks like. Again, we used to call these the fat packs, but now they are just the bundles. So quite nice, and you can store your cards in them. This is what I do with most of mine. I've actually got 2 of the holiday packs, which are the big square ones. They don't sell them anymore, unfortunately, which is a shame because they're really handy for keeping your cards in. But my Baldur's Gate set is in one of these because I wanted to keep that one separate from the others. All the rest I think I've kept the Eldrazi in a separate one as well. I've only got 2 Eldrazi decks because Eldrazi's big and a little bit clunky. It's not a bad set, but it's a little bit big and clunky. So this is the dice for this set, which is a nice forest green with gold lettering. Don't know if you can see that a bit better than the other one, actually. I think, yeah, the dice is actually bigger than the other one. They're very nice dice, though. Okay, so you got more sort of like artwork. I usually take these out so then I can split sort of like the deck, like my cards apart. Usually I go by colour and then creature, instant, sorcery, enchantment, things like that. Just to make it easier. Again, you've got the little tokens here if you need them. Again, I've got dice, so I don't really need them, but if you're just starting out, then it's quite handy to have these. Slide them back in there for now. Okay, they just tell you the formats and how you attack and stuff, and how to play the game basically. Again, don't really need those because I'm already pretty good at playing. Okay, so in this one you do get more. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Basically 10 in this one. How many was in the other one? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So kind of like 7 in the other one. So I would say the bundle is probably worth more for your money. But I think the pre-release has certain like odds which are higher than some of the others. But I'm pretty happy with the one I had. I don't know if I'll buy more pre-releases. I wanted the pre-release for this one because I really liked the idea and the animals and everything. I grew up on like things like Animals of Fathom Wood and stuff like that, so this set was perfect for me. Okay, so shiny, more otters. I think this is going to be mostly, yeah, this is all lands. But I think majority of it is going to be the full artwork. And quite a lot of them are shiny as well. So as I said, the bundles are pretty much better for your money because you get the lands in them. Like you're guaranteed the lands. So not all of them are the full artwork, but really nice artwork still. Now, obviously, if you're not into the collecting the shinies, then probably not for you. You can probably get lands without the shiny effects, but I like shiny cards. It's my dragon nature shining through. So, I know a lot of people don't really, care about the lands, but I really like the artwork on lands. We've got plains, islands. Really nice artwork. I think my friend has decided to go rabbit, so I may have to look through these for the cards I don't mind giving her. So creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn. Warren Elder. New rat. Thornplate Intimidator. It's 4/3 with Offspring. When the creature enters, target opponent loses 3 life unless they sacrifice a non-land permanent or discard a card. Okay. Focus. This spell costs 1 less to cast with each target control. Target creature you control deals damage equal to twice its power to target creature you don't control. That's quite nice. We've already got this one. That's something. Run away together, and then you've got an otter and a frog holding hands. Choose 2 target creatures controlled by different players. Return those creatures to their owner's hands. That's pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. Nobody bothered to look for Libo and Pula. I hope I'm pronouncing those names right. Because everyone knew they didn't want to be found. It's really cute. Really funny, but really cute. So we've got another rabbit. So it has Offspring 1. Basically, this is quite pretty much what Prowess does, but Prowess is with spells, like non-creature spells, whereas this is creature spells, give it the boost. Another frog. You've got Blacksmith's Talent. Again, this is kind of like the classes from the Baldur's Gate set. And I think it was the Sagas before that. Except the Sagas, they go into the graveyards after they've done their thing. Or certain ones transform into something else. Classes stay on the battlefield. and you just level them up. So this is when Blacksmith's talent enters, create a colorless equipment artifact token named Sword. With equipped, creature gets +1/+1 and equip 2. Second level is at the beginning of combat on your turn. Attach target equipment you control up to one other target creature you control. And the third one is during your turn, equipped creatures you control have double strike and haste. It's quite nice. I think I've had this one before. I'll go through them and sort them out properly. Oh, yep. Had this one before. Ooh, this is a new rat one, I think. It's a 5/3. When Wick's Patrol enters, mill 3 cards. When you do, target creature and opponent controls gets -X/-X until end of turn, where X is the greatest mana value among cards in your graveyard. That's actually pretty funny. What a hideous creature. And the worm's no looker either. That's pretty funny. I don't think I've got this one. Oh, that's nasty. It's a 5/4 with players can't gain life. That will screw up my deck that I plan to build with my bats, because they're all about gaining life and doing stuff. Damage can't be prevented. Well, that's a lot of my mechanics out of the window. When Sunspine Link enters, it deals damage to each player equal to the number of non-basic lands that player controls. Oof. That's nasty. I wonder who's going red. They're probably going to have some of those in it. More land. Yeah. Whenever you attack with one more lizard, Hired Claw deals 1 damage to target opponent. So you probably don't have to attack with him, or them, or whatever, as long as you're attacking with more than one lizard. Then put a 1/1 counter on Hired Claw. Activate only if an opponent lost life this turn, and only once each turn. I don't like those sort of stipulations. I mean, there's a way of doing it, because then you do that like after you've like attacked with like more than one lizard, and then that damage goes through regardless, and nobody can stop it, and then you use the ability. So obviously it helps itself do its mechanic, but okay, we got another one of these, just not the shining one this time. Ooh, we got another squirrel. It's a 4/4 with reach. When Treetop Sentries enters, you may forage. If you do, draw a card. To forage, exile 3 cards from your graveyard or sacrifice a food. Okay, so basically squirrels, I'm going to guess, going to rely on food. New red card. Target creature gains trample until end of turn. It also gets +1 until end of turn if you control a mouse. And then draw a card. I've got another one of these. Another of these. And another of these. Getting copies is kind of par, of course, for the commons, but as I said, sometimes it's handy to get more than one, because then got more chance to draw it. Got another of these. Another one of those. And another one of those. Got another squirrel. I think they want me to make a squirrel deck. Something's telling me. No, this is one of the cards they were advertising. Not sure if the ability is the same as the one they were advertising. So they sometimes have different abilities. Because I think the online app game they've got has different abilities to the cards, like the real cards. Don't know why, but I've noticed that. I haven't played the online one because I prefer just playing with my friends, but anyway. Destroy target creature with power or toughness 4 or greater. Common good. This is a new one. Create X tokens that are copies of target token you control, then tokens you control gain indestructible until your next turn. You gain 1 life for each token you control. Nice. Another land. Ooh. A frog and rabbit duo. So I'm guessing in this one you're supposed to like pair the animals. I mean, I'm guessing you don't have to, but the options are there if you want to. When Tree Guard duo enters until end of turn, create a target creature you control gains vigilance and gets X+X, where X is the number of creatures you control. Oh, another artwork of the squirrel. Don't think I've had this one. If we get a focus, please, camera. Focus. There we go. So surveil 2, draw 2 cards, you lose 2 life. Oh, it's a little mole. Don't think we've come across the moles. Kind of like the elf I've got, except it's got more defense. It's tapped to add 1 mana of any color. Always good to have one of those, though. I think we've had this one. Conduct electricity deals 6 damage to target creature and 2 damage up to 1 target token creature. I've got one of these, just not a shiny one. So we've got another duo. Some rabbit and a mouse this time. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn, but you can only do that as a sorcery. High stride. Target creature gets +1/+3 and gains reach until end of turn. Untap it. So this one has Valiant. Whenever veteran guard mouse becomes the target of spell or ability control for the first time each turn, gets +1 and gains first strike until end of turn. Scry 1. And this one is a Reptilian Recruiter. 4/2 with Trample. When Reptilian Recruiter enters, choose target creature. If that creature's power is 2 or less, or if you draw another lizard, gain control of that creature until end of turn. Untap it and gains haste until end of turn. I both love and hate it with control. One of my commanders is when he gets played, I can gain control of a creature until he dies. So I love it, but I don't like it when it happens to me. Then we've got a new land. This will tap to add a colourless mana, or I can tap it to add a plains, but only if I'm using it to cast a creature spell. And I can also sacrifice it to look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a bat, bird, mouse, or rabbit card from among them and put them into your hand, and then the rest go in the bottom of your library in any order. Okay, I don't think we've had this one before. It's 2/2 with Menace. When it enters, choose target opponent. If they lost life this turn, they may reveal their hand. You choose a non-land card from it, otherwise they discard that card, otherwise they discard a card. Basically, okay, you get to choose. Either you get to choose or they get to choose. So gift a card, and then counter target creature spell. If the gift was promised, instead counter target spell. Okay. Oh, we have a Mockingbird. It's a bard bird, apparently. So 1/1 with obviously flying. You may have Mockingbird enter as a copy of any creature on the battlefield with mana value less than or equal to the amount of mana spent to cast Mockingbird, except it's a bird in addition to its other types and has flying. The flavor text on this one: laughing at you? No, I'm laughing as you. That's pretty funny. Plains. Oh, we've got a shiny one of these. Oh, we got the Craig Flame equipment. So that'll be handy. Needed that. Okay, we've got another one of these, but not shiny. Not sure if we've had this one. It has a gift to trap fish thing again. Still haven't come across any fish. But basically you can choose a creature you don't control and a creature you control, put 1/1 counter on the creature you control. If the gift was promised, then those creatures fight each other. Okay. Haven't come across this one yet, but it's very similar to the little devils that you get. So this has Offspring, so you can create a 1/1 token copy of it. And when this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to target player, which is pretty much what the devils do, except they're 1/1 tokens. Now we've got the Fitch formation again. Oh, another bat, same ones we've had before. So unless I can get more bats out the next couple of packs, I'm probably gonna have to mix them with something. Don't know what yet though. Maybe birds. So early winter. Choose 1, exile target creature, or target opponent exiles an enchantment they control. I've got another fountain bell, a fountain port bell, but I knew what I meant. Got another rabbit response. Ooh, we have a bat themed one. Bandit's Talent. So level 1. When Bandit's Talent enters, each opponent discards 2 cards unless they discard a non-land card. Level 2. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, if that player has 1 or fewer cards in hand, they lose 2 life. It's really good for late game. At the beginning of your draw step, draw an additional card for each opponent who has 1 or fewer cards in hand. I don't believe we've got this one. So this is Clifftop Lookout. It has reach. I think all the frogs have reach from what I've seen. When Clifftop Lookout enters, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a land card. Put that card in the battlefield tapped and the rest on the bottom of the library in a random order. We've got another one of those. Ooh, now we've got another one. So this is an Innkeeper's Talent. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put 1/1 counter on target which you control. Level 2, permanents you control with counters on them have ward 1. If you would put 1 or more counters on permanent or player, put that twice that many of each of those counters on that permanent or player instead. Fair enough. Another land. Whiskerquill Scribe. It's shiny. Which has Valiant. Whenever Whiskerquill Scribe becomes target of spell or ability you control for the first time each turn, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Oh, we have treasure. We have a new treasure. It's quite cute, really. Family of raccoons. Look, we have another mold druid. Yeah, we have another Whiskerquill Scribe, just not shiny. A new card. Dire Downdraft. This spell costs 1 less to cast if it targets an attacking or tapped creature. Target creature's owner puts it on the top or bottom of their library. Okay, we have a new bat. Well, bat bird. It's just a Life Creed duo. So it's a 1/2 flyer, because of course it is. It wouldn't make sense otherwise. Another creature you control enters, you gain 1 life. I think we've had that one. Another frog. Oh, lizard, sorry, not frog. Whenever a Gate Blade assassin attacks, defend player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Oh, we've got another one of these. Another rat. Got War Squeak. So enchant creature. When War Squeak enters, target creature and opponent controls can't block this turn. Enchant creature has +1/+1 and has haste. I've got another rabbit. Whenever you attack, target creature you control gets +1 and +0 until end of turn. If that creature is token, it also gains death touching until end of turn. I got another of those. Got another raccoon. Whenever you expend 4 raccoons, you control get +1 and vigilance until end of turn. And you're blue. Yes, Spell Gaia, I think that's how that's pronounced. Choose 1, counter target spell. Spell 2, then draw 2 cards. Oh, we have a new land. It's a Fabled Passage. I think it's pretty much just a Evolving Wilds, though. So you tap it, sacrifice Fabled Passage, search for library for basic land card, put it into battlefield, tap, then shuffle. If you can control 4 or more lands, untap that land. Okay, so it's an upgraded Evolving Wilds then. Because Evolving Wilds, it just enters tapped. You don't get to untap it until your turn, your next turn, sort of thing. Another swamp. We've got new shiny gecko. Well, at least gecko is a lizard. I'll let them have that one. When Flame Cash Gecko enters, if an opponent lost life this turn, adds swamp and mountain mana. Discard a card, draw a card. Oh, Jace, I believe that is a fox. We haven't come across any foxes, have we? Not that I'm aware of, anyway. Seen a lot of mouses, a couple of bats, a lot of squirrels and rats, the odd mole. No foxes. Got another one of these. I think we've already got this one. It's another rat. Got another one of these. Another one of these. No, another one of the Runaway Together. Another rabbit. Another of the Bumble Flowers Sharepot. Ooh, I think this is a new one. It kind of looks like a squirrel, but it's a tree. So it's an artifact creature, shapeshifter, changeling. This card is every creature type. It's a 2/3 with reach, and you can tap 2 to put target creature from your graveyard on the bottom of the library. One of these. Not sure if I've had this one. So Rat Berserker. Persistent Marsh Stalker gets +1/+0 for each other rat you control. Nice. Threshold, whenever you attack with 1 or more rats, if 7 or more cards are in your graveyard, you may pay 3. If you do, return Persistent Marsh Stalker from your graveyard to that field tapped and attacking. So you've got Valley Rally. Gift food. Creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. If the gift was promised, target creature you control gains first strike until end of turn. Here's a new one. I think. Yes. I almost said Strike Force. They actually go in Shriek Force. Which is actually a really funny pun. It's a 1/3 with double strike and vigilance as well as flight. The thing is, because it's a bird, I shouldn't have to say it has flying. But it has flying. Ooh. It's a nice full artwork. Sorcery. I like the full artwork ones. They're really nice. Season of the Burrow. Choose up to 5 4 worth of modes. I've not seen this one before. Okay. You may choose the same mode more than once. Okay, right, okay. So instead of mana, well, obviously you're spending the mana at the top, you can choose 5 of the pause. So the first one, which is only costs 1, you create a 1/1 white rabbit tokens. You can do that 5 times if you wanted to. Second one is 2. Exile target non-land permanent is control draws a card. And the last one is 3 pause. Return target permanent card with a mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield with an indestructible counter on it. Interesting. You can only spend like 5 of those pause, but that's really interesting. I like it. Kind of threw me off at first because I'm not used to something like that, but really nice. Full out like the land. I have no idea what's going on here. If you can see past the shiny. But the rat, I'm guessing that's a rat, or mouse, has really big teeth. Target creature you control gets +1/+0 until end of turn, and it deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. Okay, let's have a look at the flavor text. Sometimes that relates to the image, sometimes not. Unbeknownst to the host, the forest seeds they served at dinner had been touched by a calamity beast. The results were disturbing. Okay, yeah, that's pretty funny. Oh, there we go. We have a fish. We have a fish. Okay, we have 3 left. It's a shame I didn't get more bats. I'd like more bats. But I'll probably just swap some of the cards I don't need for bats from my friends. I'm sure they've had more bats. You've got another one of these. We've got another squirrel. I don't think I've shown this one before. Might of the Meek. Target creature gains trample until end of turn. It also gets +1 until end of turn if you control a mouse. And then draw a card. Another one of these. Another one of those. Okay, I think this is a new bird. Come on, camera. Okay, so it's a 3/3. Whenever Seed Pod Squire attacks, target creature you control without flying gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Oh, this is a new one. So Sinister Monolith. At the beginning of combat on your turn, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Pay 2 life, sacrifice Sinister Monolith, draw 2 cards, activate Omens of Sorcery. I prefer the first ability, to be honest, but what's a new land? Ooh, we have a new bat. It's very nice artwork. So Star Charter is a 3/1. At the beginning of your end step, if you gained or lost life this turn, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card with power 3 or less from among them. And put it into your hand. Put the rest at the bottom of your library in a random order. Okay. I asked for more bats. I got more bats. Got another elemental. A Wolverine one this time. When Hive Spine Wolverine enters, choose 1. Put 1/1 counter on target creature control. Hive Spine Wolverine targets token creature. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Ooh, we have an otter version now. Storm Chaser's Talent. When Storm Chaser's Talent enters, create a 1/1 blue and red otter creature token with prowess. When this class becomes level 2, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/1 blue and red otter creature token with prowess. Fair enough. Ooh, we have a new legendary. Ward, a sacrifice of food. That will be tricky if someone doesn't have a creating food deck. I mean, you can get it other ways, but if you want to target it with a spell, that's going to be very tricksy. Other creatures are food artifacts in addition to the other types and have 2. Being 3 life. Okay, maybe not so tricksy because you can just sacrifice a creature and do the same thing. Whenever food is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put 2/1/1 counters on Yagura Eaten Raw. So I'm guessing that means other creatures is in everything on the battlefield and not just your own. Interesting. Full swamp. And another shiny one of those. And then the artwork of the card I got. We've got another one of those. Got another mole to tap for mana. Another one of those. Oh, another one of those. I got another mouse rabbit duo. Another war squeak. Gossip's Talent. I don't think I've got this one. Whenever a creature you control enters, surveil 1. Whenever you attacking creature with power 3 or less can't be blocked this turn. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may exile it, then return it to the battlefield under its own control. I got another Wild Howl Fire. Wild Howl? Wild Fire Howl. Can't read. We got one of those. That actually looks pretty cute. When Daring Wave Rider enters, you may cast target instant or sorcery spell card with mana value 4 or less from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that spell would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. Ooh, we have a new legendary. So, Castrol the Wind Crested. 4/5 with whenever one or more birds you control deal combat damage to a player, choose 1. You may put a bird creature card from your hand or graveyard into the battlefield with a finality counter on it. What is finality? I think that means instead of going back into the graveyard, it goes into exile. If I remember correctly. Or you can put a 1/1 counter on each bird you control, or draw a card. Ooh, you know what? These really want me to make a squirrel deck. It's a legendary squirrel. Toski, Bearer of Secrets. This spell can't be countered. It's indestructible. It's only 1/1, but it's indestructible. Toski, Bearer of Secrets attacks each combat if able. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Land. Then we got another of these, but it's a shiny this time. And I do want more bats, so. I'm not sure if I needed this token, I can't remember. But it's a bat. Starscape Cleric. I think I did need that. Okay, last pack. I think so far, I think the Squirrel Legendary is probably going to be my favourite so far. I was hoping for, like, more bats, because that was the creature I chose. But I'm pretty happy with what I've got. I've got another one of these. I probably will do some trading, just because I don't plan on making anything with otters. I'm not sure on frogs. I'm fairly sure one of my other friends has chosen frogs. I'll see what doubles I've got and see if my friends need any of them. Only me and one of my friends has had this set so far. That might change when I release this video, but I got another of these. Another one of those. Another one of those. Got another Waxwane Witness. Got another Early Winter. Don't think I had one of these, I can't remember. Junkblade Bruiser. It's a 4/5 trample. Whenever you expend 4, Junkblade Bruiser gets put. No, I think I might have actually had one of those. I got a new artifact. It's a changeling, so it's every creature type. Add 1 mana of any colour. Activate only once each turn. Got a new Another one of those. We've got another Stargaze. Another one of those. Another Lynx. Flames. Ooh. We've got a Frog Druid. Okay, I don't think I've had any doubles of the legendary, so I'm probably not going to give those away just because I am a collector. Plus, it's shiny. But some of the other cards I won't mind giving away because they're pretty common. So it's 3/3 Vigilance. Whenever Clement, the Worry Wart, or another creature control enters, return up to one target creature control with lesser money value to its owner's hand. Focus control have tap to add forest or island. Spend this mana only to cast a creature spell. And I got another rabbit token. Okay, so that was my unboxing. We definitely had a few creatures that I am happy with. A little bit disappointed I didn't get as many bats as I wanted, but I can still make a deck out of this. I'll just have to mix the bats I've got with sort of like birds or something else that'll pair well with it. And I can also see what other creatures my friends have and go from there. I'll probably make a squirrel deck out of these. I may have to dismantle some of my forest deck to get some squirrel cards from there to make, bulk it up and make a proper squirrel deck around it. Because I can fix the forest deck with other creatures. I don't need squirrels in there. I just thought it'd be funny, like, because there's so much squirrels in there. You start off with the squirrels and then you end up with wolves, spiders, big, huge tree folk, and things like that. So the longer the match goes on, the more likely you are to face something really nasty. And I just thought that was really funny as a mechanic, as a deck. But I can change the squirrels for literally anything else. So I think I definitely might do that. I don't know whether or not I'd go a 3-color deck, like have bats and squirrels together. That seems a bit of that might be pushing it a little bit. I don't mind having more than one color in a deck, but it does make it harder to get the land you need out. I've only done one deck which was 5 colors, and that's only because it has a lot of mana generation in it. So there's lots of like artifacts and stuff that generate mana as well. And that is a dragon deck because I love my dragons. But usually I tend to stick to either a pure deck of whatever color I'm going for, or I do 2 colors because then it's not so bad if you if you're struggling for mana, you've at least usually got one of each, so then you can usually still do stuff. Because if you notice, if I can get it to show. So like you've got one swamp there, but then you've got 2. So the 2 can be any color. Like it can be a colorless land, or it can be like forests or whatever. So the only stipulation is you need one sort of like swamp. So as long as you've got one swamp out, you can have like a million other land choices. Sometimes they'll take like 2 swamps or 3 and then whatever, but it's just easier if you limit how many colors you have in a deck, basically. Obviously, if you're accustomed to Magic, then I'm just speaking to the choir, I guess, or singing to the choir. But yeah, so they were pretty interesting cards. I don't think I'm as hyped for this set as I was when I got my Baldur's Gate set, but that's because I knew the characters and I love Baldur's Gate and stuff, so I knew kind of what would make me excited for that, I guess. But I do really like a lot of the artwork on this set, and they've got some really nice cards in there, and I'm really happy with what I've gotten. So I think we've done pretty well. Will I get more from this set? Maybe. I'd probably buy them individually though, unless they're really expensive, in which case we'll see. But for now, I think that's all I'm going to get Magic-wise, apart from the ones I've ordered. Like as I said, I bought single cards, not like a pre-pack or whatever. So I know what I'm getting for those. So I won't do an unboxing for those. But they're just to top up my Shadowheart deck and to build up on my other decks. But other than that, I'm not buying any more Magic cards. Maybe, potentially, until I've saved up some money for maybe the Takia when that comes out next year, because of dragons. I mean, I've got a load of cards in the boxes, and obviously these ones to work with, so I can definitely make a lot more decks. I am prepared. I have 2 boxes and enough sleeves for 2 normal decks, and I have, I think, 2 or 3 Might only have enough for one command set if I made a command set with this set. I might not though, because this doesn't scream commander to me. Obviously Baldur's Gate did, because that was made for a commander set. So I might just make a normal deck out of these ones. Well, we'll see. Anyway, that was my unboxing. Hope you enjoyed it. I know it's not like my usual content, and I don't plan on doing too many of these. I might do more. I don't know what sets are gonna crab. I don't know what sets they're gonna grab my attention. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, you never know. Maybe another set will grab my attention, and I'll actually be rich enough to afford it. But I do like the Bloomburrow set, and I was looking forward to it. So I'm glad I've got what I've got. And I definitely was not planning on making it a squirrel deck, because my friend's got a squirrel deck, but it's going to be nothing like the squirrels in this set, because this is black green, I think they were. And hers is pure green, like all the squirrels were pure green. So we'll have to wait and see. I'll definitely think of something. With my bat deck, if I don't swap for any good bats for my friends, I'll just mix it with birds, I guess. Or another creature that would go well with it. I'll have to have a really good think about that. But anyway, enough rambling. I'll see you all. Well, when this video comes out, you'll have already seen me, because I'm not releasing this video straight away. I won't make the same joke twice. But if you haven't already seen me, then hopefully you'll see me soon. I do plan on going live every week. I do try and make it every Wednesday, but sometimes that doesn't happen. It ends up being a Thursday instead. I am going on holiday in August for my birthday, but not for my birthday. My birthday's at the end of the month, whereas I'm going on holiday like a week before that. So, well, I say week, it's like 2 weeks, but anyway. So I probably won't be able to do a live then. I don't know if there's internet where I'm going. It was a spur of the moment. Oh, do you want to come? Yeah, I'll go. Sort of thing. But maybe I can do like recording and then edit it and do, sort it out when I come back. But anyway, I'll stop rambling off your ear off. I'm sure you put up with me, but there's only so much rambling a person can do, and people continue paying attention. So if you have paid attention, thank you. You're amazing. Love you. Can't do it here. Anyway, I love you. So I'll see you soon. Have a good one.